Very much. So, let's start. Although 30 is a very, very low number, but I hope others will join us along the way. But I've noticed that you guys prefer to go and watch the video after, which is very fine by me. So, once again, good evening, everyone. Happy what? There's nothing that is happening. Happy Monday. And there's work tomorrow. Don't forget, there's work tomorrow. Although they've not announced that they are doing the holiday, sha, but fasting continues tomorrow for the Muslims. God day. So, once again, welcome to SFM class. So we'll continue our option pricing model, which we started about how many weeks now? 2 weeks. Normally, option is supposed to take us like 2 weeks. But that's why I decided to go to this class at all costs. Because if I don't, it just takes us back by another 2 weeks. Another 2 weeks means late April, which I don't want my class to enter late April because that's when you're supposed to do investment appraisal, do hedging, and all those things. So you probably need all the time you will get. So it's not supposed to be option that you'll be doing by then. So I decided to just take this class. Then most likely one more class to solve our normal Pathfinder question. Then I would leave you to the hand of God. Only if I come to probably take another lecturer's part or help another lecturer to cover up. But for my own part, I think I'll be done with you guys. So Miss Blessing, thank you very much for volunteering to lend us your Zoom. I was able to get you to Mr. Kabiru, so he gave us the Zoom. So, Abioye Ayola, you are the co-host. Adewale Damilola, you're a co-host. Chigozie Nweje, you're also the co-host. So that means me and you, we are all stuck to the end of the class. So what you do for me is, once someone is disturbing our class, warn the person for the first time. Second time, you can warn the person to. Third time, please help us remove the person so we'll have a peaceful class. So, I'll allow Mr. Abioye Ayola to do that for me. I'm looking for somebody. There's a particular person I always use. Mrs. What's her name again? Forgotten her. Uh, I don't think she's here. But when she comes, if I notice her, I would, I would, I would make her a co-host. But for now, let's continue. So, last week, we spoke about put call parity. Please, can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, please, if you cannot hear me, you can as well signify because the way this number is reducing, I don't know if you guys can hear me, but let's just assume it's network issues from their parts. But anyways, so I said last week we started put call parity, in which we spoke about put call parity. Let me see where we started the last class from. I think we started somewhere around before this solution, before this stuff. Okay. Okay. So we did BSOP in our last class, which is Black Schools Option Pricing Model. So in which I gave all the factors that affect the BSOP, where I said we have the what's the name? We have the excise price, we have the stock price. Stock price is also called price of the underlying. We have our volatility or standard deviation. We have our risk free, and we have our time to expiration. So those are the five factors that we use for BSOP. And we spoke about put call parity. Although someone asked me after the class, and I don't think I answered the person sure, but I don't know if the man is here, so you will get an answer to his question. So I said put call parity is not let's say let me make this clear, yeah, because I think it's not everybody that got it in the last class. It is not compulsory you use put call parity. If they ask you to if you know how to use your put option very well, if they tell you to calculate put, use the normal put formula, which is somewhere around here. I think I wrote it somewhere around here. Is definitely in this note. So if you check, you would see it. So if they ask you to calculate a put option, use the formula for put option to calculate put option. If you're asked to calculate a call option, use the formula for a call option to calculate for a call option. But okay, so this is the formula for a call option. This is the formula for a put option. So if you ask to calculate the formula for a put option, you can use this. If you ask to calculate for a call option, you can use this. There is no condition that states that use put call parity. There is no condition. The only thing put call parity does for you is it shortens your method and it makes it very easy because like I said, and like I always say, you said no, okay, and like I always say, this put formula is somewhat confusing. So it's always advisable, even for me, it's always advisable that you use put call parity. Because when you use put call parity, you get your call option. After getting your call option, you put it inside the put call parity formula. Then you automatically get your put. So there's no condition. Anyone that you feel comfortable with is the one you should use. There's no condition that says use put here, use call formula here. No condition states that. Anyone that you're comfortable with is what I would say you should use. So that being that, I also spoke about what's the name? Okay, we spoke about this D1, D2. We spoke about ND1, ND2, ND1, ND2, which we used our with our natural distribution table. And we all did it in our last class. So after that, we were able to solve. Okay, this is the put call parity formula I was looking for earlier. So we're able to, we did this example, we're able to solve this example. Unfortunately or unfortunately, there was no question apart from all the ones that answered in class. So I'll assume we all understood what we did in class that day, and we all understand this question. So that's what I was assuming. And I gave this question to as an assignment, and nobody, not even one person, nobody submitted it to me. Nobody. So I would assume you guys have done it and you have known it. In the example we'll do today, I still kept this question there, although not like this, but I still kept something like this because it is very important you know it. So I still kept something like this there. So if you do it or you don't, or you're lower, you are on your own. So we solved this question. We used put call parity. We determined our call option. We're able to get our D1, D2, we got our ND1, ND2. So we got the value of our call option here. Then we imputed it in our put option formula, and we got the value of the put. So that was what we did in our last class. So that was just a brief recap of our last class. So now let's start to this class. But before I start, is there any question in regards to what we did in our last class? Do you have any question in regards to what we did in our last class? Please ask now. Ask me now. Now. No question. No question. Okay. So I'll take it that we all understood what we did. So let's start today's topic. So we are still continuing on our option pricing model. So in our last class, I spoke about the Greeks. Where I spoke about delta value, I spoke about gamma, I spoke about alpha, I spoke about rho, and I spoke about theta. Although I just give the heading, I did not really dive into them. So today we talk about the Greek types of option. We'll talk about the real value options, and we'll solve an example. It's the example that is the most important. All these ones are just stories. So let's read. I said the Greeks normally just leave all these stories. But what the Greeks type of option does is it measures the sensitivity of an option. That is just it. It measures the sensitivity of an option. Some of them works with, okay, let's say uh okay, some of them measure sensitivity with, let's say, okay, let me use this as an example. Let me use gamma now. Gamma now measures relationship between delta and price of the underlying. They all measure different things because their rate of sensitivity are different, each of them, because we have delta, we have gamma, we have rho, we have theta, we have what's the last one, about five. So each of them, the level of the relationship to each other that they measure is different. They are all different. So you need to learn each and every one of them and what they measure and their sensitivity to another value. So for delta now, delta measures sensitivity of the option value to a change in the value of the underlying. So it measures the option value to value of the underlying asset. This is the formula to calculate delta. I don't think I've ever seen an ICANN question that is talking about the good type of option. I don't think I've seen, but you can still check them out. But me personally, I don't think I have, so you can check. But this is literally what it's talking about. That's for delta. There can still be some story to it, but this is the basic and the most important information you need to know. So you can check your pack for more details, but this is the most important ones you need to know. So for other types of Greeks, so we have gamma. Gamma here now measures the relationship between the delta value and the price of the underlying. Delta, this is delta. Delta measures option value to change in price of underlying. Gamma measures relationship between delta value and price of the underlying. They are very simple. They are things you can cram or learn in 2, 3, 5, 10 minutes. So you can just take your time and just learn them. So we have vigor. Vigor shows relationship between option price and volatility of the underlying asset. This is the formula change in option value over change in volatility of the underlying asset. So that's for vigor. Rho measures the sensitivity of the option value to changes in the risk-free rate of interest. So here we are saying rho equals change in the option value over change in the risk-free rate of interest. I don't know if anyone has noticed anything, but even me, I'm just actually noticing that everything measures like the five of them actually measures change in option value to something else. Like is changing option value. Some measures change in option value to time to expiration, some is to risk-free rate, and some is to price. So but like the numerator is always is changing option value. So most of them measure changing option value to something else. So that is easier to learn. So you can just use that to determine everything. So those are the five types of Greeks types of option. So that is for that. Moving on. We also have binomial option pricing model. All these ones are actually theory that you will just read on your own. We've not gotten to the calculation aspect. That's why I'm rushing. All these ones are theory. You read them. Because I'm actually like rushing them. So we'll get to the calculation aspect, which is somewhat the most important. So like I was saying, I said we have binomial option pricing model. They can be used to measure, they can be used to price American option. Please note this. Okay, I can, there's no objective in I can. So it can be used to price option. You know that all the kind of options that we've been using, BSOP, BSOP, real options, and I think the Greeks, they are all used to price European options. Please, in our last class, I stated differences between European options and American options, where I said European option is a type of option how did I even say it, Seth? Uh, it cannot be, what's the name? What's the English I used? Uh, in which like the time to expiration has to be like at the maturity of the option he has to complete. But for American type of option, American options can be that one can be it can be oh God of mercy, English has gone away. Mm, but I hope you guys understand. Okay, let's go and look for it. The English has gone away from my head. I'm trying to use one English. I'm trying to use the exact English I used. But it's not expire. The option can be what? Oh God of mercy.
Terminated.
I don't think I even used terminated self. Exercised, Jesus. It can be exercised. That's the English I was looking for. It's not I don't think it's terminated. Terminated is gone because exercise, you are deciding either to take the option or not. But terminated, you are obviously terminating it. You are not taking it. So I think that English is not correct. So American style option can only be exercised. It can be exercised anytime. American option can be exercised anytime during the maturity of the. So if they say an option is like 4 years, if it's American option, it can be exercised anytime within that 4 years. But an European option, it has to be at the end of the maturity. So if it says 4 years, at the fourth year, that is when it can only be exercised. So that's the difference between European option and American option. So all other methods of option that I've spoken about, the intrinsic value of option, or BSOP, real value of option, they can all be used to determine European options, but binomial option pricing model are used to price American options. So most likely you will not see anything relating to That's why there's no calculative aspect for this binomial option pricing model because we don't really use American options here. So, but it's just theory, so you can just learn them and cram them and do whatever you like, but it might come out 5 marks. Who knows? So, assumptions of binomial option pricing model: underlying asset does not pay any dividend, rate of interest is constant, market are frictionless, that is, there are no transaction costs and no taxes, investors are risk neutral, that is, they are indifferent towards risk. The two possible prices are the up price and down price. So, those are the assumptions of binomial option pricing model. Advantages of binomial option pricing model. I said they are mathematically simple to use. They are useful for valuing American options. They're also useful for pricing Bermudan option, which can be exercised at various points during the life of the option. So the limitation of binomial option pricing model is that it is slow. That is slow speed. That is one of the limitations and disadvantages. So all those ones are like what's the name? They are like come on, why is English running away from my head today? Fuck. All those ones are just like they're like warm up. They're like warm up. So today, the real thing we are trying to do is the real options valuation. So hey, this is where if you have not been listening before, if you have not been paying attention before, if you have been going and coming, maybe you are feeding your child or you are doing something, this is where you need to pay attention because I've noticed that this is where ICANN is going to. They've stopped all these calculate call option, calculate put option. They've stopped. So this is the way. They are moving towards real options now. So please, just pay attention at this point. Enough of all these things we've been doing. So real options pricing model. So before I start, let me look for, I was looking for someone before. I don't think she has still joined my class. So just give me a minute. But she was here before. Like she knows how to be my co-host very well. I've seen her. Miss Ade, where have you been? I've been looking for you now.
I'm sorry, I'm here. I'm
Mhm.
so sorry. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma.
Yes, sir.
So I've made you a co-host. So when we start calculations now, you know the drill. Because
Yes, thank you.
we soon start calculation. So okay. So now we are very good to start. She knows how to like give me figures. That's why I like to like make her my co-host. She does not used to give me poison. Like like poop. So we said real options valuation. We said they're also known as real option. Hey, Mr. Adibin, I just gave you co-host. You're already writing on my screen. Oh, wow. I said they are also known as real option analysis. It is the right but not the obligation to make capital investment decisions. It is the right to but not the obligation to make capital investment decisions. I don't know if you noticed that all the options we've been doing before, they're either option to buy or option to sell. Like, do you want to buy? Do you decide to take the option to buy? Are you deciding to take the option to sell? But this one is, do I want to make this? It's like investment appraisal. Do I want to take the option to make this investment or not? So that is what real option valuation is saying. So we have the types of real options. We have about four. So we have option to abandon, option to expand, option to delay, option to switch. And I'm sure some of you that have seen past questions would have seen what I'm talking about. So I took my time to explain each and every one of them and also give you the origin and the expo to it. So yeah, I said option to expand. Option to expand, this represents the option to seize a project. Why did I write this twice? Sorry. So, okay. I said this represents the option to seize a project or an asset in order to realize its trading value. It occurs when a project is abandoned at a certain stage in the project's life. The option to abandon gives the company the right to sell the cash flow arising from the project over its useful life at a scrap value. Effectively, the option to abandon is a put option. Okay, this is what this is simply saying. No, we said real option value is the right to, but not the obligation to make capital investment. So what option to abandon now is saying is that, okay, oh, this one, you already made the project, but it's now abandoned at a certain stage due to a particular known reason or unknown reason. So since it's now abandoned now, you want to so now it's giving you that right to sell that investment and cash in on it and collect money on it. So automatically option to abandon becomes a put option because a put option is an option to sell. I said a put option is an option to sell, a call option is an option to buy. So since you are abandoning the project and you want money from it, automatically you would sell it. Something that is abandoned now, but you want to cash in on it since it's already abandoned, you want to collect money from it. So the only way you can collect money from it is to sell it. Obviously, you're not buying anything now because you already have the investment. You just want to cash in on an abandoned project. So the only way to cash in from an abandoned project is to sell that project, which is automatically a put option. Please, is that clear? Is that clear before I move on to options expand? Is that clear or somebody should answer me, please?
It's clear,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Thank you very much.
It's not clear.
It's not clear, okay?
It's not clear, sir. It's not clear.
Please, hold on.
Yes, sir.
What part, what part is not clear, man?
One more.
Huh?
I'm talking about the option and the call option.
Talking about the
Don't
what?
forget the explanation very well, sir, please.
Are you sure? Are you
The
sure you
option that you are talking about, option to abandon.
are you sure you're
I'm
listening
here,
to me?
I'm here.
I will come again. So I said,
Thank you, sir.
if you read this, this is saying that option to abandon, as the name says, it means to abandon a project. It means you don't want to continue that particular project. Please hold on, please. Just give me 1 minute, please. Joseph, I beg, can rearrange this thing. I don't know why the time himself like this. So, sorry. I said, like the name says, option to abandon. It means that you're abandoning a project. Okay, let me use an example. Let me use house as an example. So, you were building a house, then it's not finished. So maybe as you were completing it, you got to a certain stage and you decided that okay, maybe you want to travel abroad, you want to Japa, you want to run away. So automatically the project is now abandoned. So since you already decided that okay, since you're not coming back to Nigeria now, you need to cash in on that project. You need to collect money on that project. Automatically, the only way you can collect money from that project is to sell it. Abi, you cannot collect money from an abandoned project from buying it now. You're not buying anything. So the only way to cash in from that project is to sell it. And like I said, an option to sell is a put option. An option to sell is a put option. So automatically, option to abandon is a put option because the only way to collect money from that project is to sell it. So an option to abandon is a put option. That was just what I explained, ma. I assume that should be clear, Sha. Leave you want me to speak Yoruba. Do you understand Yoruba, ma? Should I say Yoruba?
Okay, very clear. Okay, thank you, sir.
You're very welcome, ma. So on to the next. I said, so the next one is option to expand. So I said, this represents the option to undertake an investment opportunity in the future in order to expand the business operation. The option to expand occurs when companies undertake projects that will allow them to make additional investment in the future or to enter new markets. Especially, expansion will normally require additional investment, creating a core option. I feel like that is already clear, but I'll still explain it. So let me still use the house example I was using earlier. So you were building a house, or you finished the house. Then you now decided that after you've built this house is actually making renting of houses to people in this particular area, it's actually making very much income. And you said, okay, let me expand this my real estate, let me expand this my business. So you need to build more houses. The fact that you need to make additional investment in that project automatically leads that you will buy. Either you buy materials, you buy all those things. There is no sales from that project because you are expanding, you are making more investment, you are spending more money. So automatically that is an option to buy because you buy more stuff, you buy more houses. Okay, let's say you are not even building the houses, let's say you're even buying them. Probably you're buying the houses in the estate, and you want to expand. So automatically it it leads you to a buy option. There's no sell option there because you are not selling anything. So it leads you to a buy option. And like we've known before, an option to buy automatically is a call option. So that's why option to expand is a call option. That is that for that. The next option to delay or defer. I said, this option gives a company the right to undertake or embark on the project at a later date in the future due to some prevailing circumstances. this will lead to a call option. What this is saying is you want to embark on a project later in the future. So automatically, when you are ready in that future to continue the project, you will still buy. Okay, let me use my real estate as an example. So okay, in the estate, you've bought 2 houses, then you don't have financial capacity again to continue buying the houses, but you need like 10 houses to make a stand in the estate that okay, this is something close. This is a Lanchely close. This is a Lanchely estate. You need to buy like 10 houses to give it that name. But you've bought 2, but you don't have financial capacity anymore. Then you decided that okay, let me delay it till like next year. Let me go and also and make more money. When you come back, you are still expanding, you are still buying more. So this is somehow relating to option to expand. It's just that it's delayed. You are still coming, you are still buying more. You are not selling anything, you are still expanding. So you are still coming to buy more. So that option to come back to buy is an option to buy, and the buy option is a call option. So that's why option to delay or defer is also a call option. Then on to the last one.
Sorry, I want to ask a question.
Okay. I mean,
Okay, so are you saying that the difference between this option to expand and delay is the timing?
yes, ma.
All right.
It's just the timing.
Thank you.
Yes, ma. Because when you come back, you are still investing more. You are still expanding more. It's just that, okay, with this one, you have the money to expand everything at once. This one, you are deciding to, okay, delay it or come back to it later. So it's still, at the end of the day, the timing, like you said. Where's my phone? So you can as well say that. So the last one now, option to switch. Option to switch, I said, this occurs where a project is specifically designed to accommodate any change in circumstances in which the project can be expanded or contracted when the need arises. For example, if the prevailing market condition does not favor the project, management may decide to shut down all all of its operation. A put option, shut down, which is option to abandon. Abi, shut down, option to abandon. A put option, and may resume operation when conditions improve, a call option, option to expand. So what this is saying is, let me use that my real estate as an example. I'm using that real estate so it will stick. Let me use that my real estate as an example. What this is saying is that, okay, you want to, like I said, you need 10 houses to put a name to the estate. So when buying, after buying 2, you feel like, people are not renting these houses, oh, this thing is not making money. People are not making it. Let's switch to another estate or let's switch to another business. So at that point, you can decide to sell those houses in the estate. You can decide, option is not an obligation, it's an option. You can take the option to sell those houses. The moment you decide to sell those houses, it takes you back to the option to abandon or sell. So the moment you decide to sell those houses, it leads to that automatically gives you a put option because you are selling. So that's an option to sell. So that's a put option. And you may decide that, okay, I don't want to sell. I've spent a lot of money on this thing. Okay, let me go for some time and come back. Maybe when I come back, the sales of this place might have improved. People might have the place might have been civilized. People might want it now. So that moment you go and come back, when you come back, you are resuming operation. So when you go and come back, people are already patronizing it. It automatically leads you to a buy option because people are already there now. So you have to go and buy more houses. You buy this one, you buy that one. So it automatically leads you to an option to buy, which is automatically a call option. Let me tell you they cannot give you the 4, they can only give you 1. They cannot tell you they cannot give you the 4, they can only give you 1. So let me tell you how the question will probably or can be structured. So you can write all their story, all their, they know how to write story, give you all their plenty scenario. Then at like the last line or like the last 2 lines, they can now say something like, they can say, and Olanchile has decided to or is thinking of of or probably determine the option to expand the business or determine the option to or do you think Olanchile should abandon the project or determine the option to abandon or determine the option to switch or determine the option to delay? So let's start from the beginning. So if they tell you in a question that after the whole story that, okay, decide, calculate or determine the option to abandon. So the moment you hear only the abandon, automatically comes to hear that it is a there's something there that involves selling, because it's an option to abandon because they want to generate cash flow. There's something there that involves selling, and automatically that involves selling, it means it is a put option because the only put option that is an option to sell. That's the first one. The second one, after writing their story, and they now say, okay, Olanchile has decided to expand his project or his business, determine the value of the option. The moment you expand, you know that, okay, since I'm expanding, I will need to buy more stuffs. So that automatically means an option to buy. An option to buy automatically is a call option. So you know that you are calculating a call option. Last one, sorry, the third one. If you tell you that Olanchile has decided to delay the project for a while, determine the option to delay, or determine its option, or calculate something, any story around. But the moment you hear delay, know that it's leading into an option to buy. An option to buy is automatically a call option. So the most confusing one now is an option to switch, which is splitted into two. So this is how this one can work. So after writing their story, they can say, okay, Olanchile has decided to switch. Probably they can say, okay, probably the investment is not yielding profit, and he has decided to switch. He has decided to switch and abandon the former project. The moment that clause is there, that makes it a put option because you are abandoning it. You know, I wrote it there. I said it's like that. Decided to shut down part or whole of its operation. So if they come to a story that is giving you something like this, that Olanchile has decided to shut down its operation, so if they tell you something like switch or shut down its operation, know that it's automatically a put option. So if they now say, okay, may resume operation, they can only still give you one out of this: shut down or resume the call operation. Let me tell you something. Don't wrap your head around this switch, around this option to switch. Why? Because at the end of the day, it still leads you to expand and abandon. Do you get? And the two of them are still the same thing. So even if you say something like shut down and in your head you don't even know it's option to switch, you feel like maybe it's option to abandon. Even option to abandon is still a put option. So even if you still do like that, you are still correct. And if they say may resume operation, you don't know if it's switch or expand. Everything is still expand. Expand is still a call option. So you can still do it the same way and you will still be correct. So don't really rack your head about this switch option, because the two ways divided is still the same thing with other ones that you know. So it's still, at the end of the day, going to give you the same answer if you calculate them very well. Please, do you have any question here? Can we solve? You even know that our solving used to take time. That was how we stayed. When did we close our last class? I think it was about 1. I'll be 12:30, I'll be 12:20 something. I think that's the longest we've stayed ever. Even though that our solving used to take time. So please, should we solve? And today's question, get us a bill. So, do you have any question here, please? Anybody? No question.
Hello, sir. Yeah, does it mean that option to switch can have the option to a put option at the same time a call option?
Yes, but they cannot give you the two. They can only give you one of the two of them.
Does it mean that the scenario, when it's scenario to put to a put option, does it mean that it can be option to abandon at the same time too? So how do we know whether it's option to abandon, since a put option is also an option to abandon?
Exactly what I'm saying, that even if it's option to expand, so even if it's option to abandon itself is a put option. And this part of this thing is a put option too. It's not as if you're writing any story now. You will just
Yes.
calculate your put option normally. The only difference is you are not calculating, is to not mix it up and not go and calculate call option. You're supposed to calculate put option. The option to expand or option to abandon is not the main topic. The main topic is either the call option or the put option. The only thing is, at the end of the stuff, you might want to like write a story like a normal English story now that okay, from your calculation, you feel like maybe you should abandon the project or something around the story. So I feel like when you get to this option to switch, I cannot really explain it to you because it depends on the scenario that is painted, which I do not know the scenario that will be painted. We want to ask you for option to switch. But that but what I would allow, but what I would want you to hold is that what I want you to know is that they know what they are doing and they are very smart people. So if they want you to, so if they are trying to test option to switch, either either for a put option option to switch. I'm sure there will be something that is that is relating to switch there. They would have used that switch word there. So you know that okay, this is not option to expand, option to abandon. They would have said something about probably they are trying to switch business or they've switched business. So they would have given you a write-up relating to this switch. So you know that okay, this is an option to switch. So that is the first step. Okay, since you've determined that this is an option to switch, the next line is now to determine that okay, is it a put option in an option to switch or is it a call option? How will you determine that? If in the question they say okay, they're trying to shut down the business or trying to shut down part of the business or shut down all of the business, no, automatically that's a put option. But if they say they are trying to resume operation or they are trying to expand operation, know that that is a call option. A call option in option to switch, please. A call option in an option to switch. Is that clear a little bit, man?
Yes, sir.
But I don't think they really test option to switch, sha. I don't think so. Please don't quote me. I'm just saying nobody knows what I can test. What I'm saying most of them I've seen is expand, abandon. I don't even really see delay like that. We just abandon and expand. I always see most times, but they can decide to test switch this time. So this 10:30, so we can start solving. I assume I don't have any question. So now we've paid attention to that one. Let's pay attention to this one too. So yeah, I said valuing real option. How do we value them? How do we calculate them? We still use BSOP here. We know what BSOP is now. What was BSOP, somebody? Daniel. People have started. What's BSOP?
Black holes.
Plus
Thank you.
or option price.
Thank you very
It's a
much.
model.
Thank
Option
you.
That's
model.
your exercising wisdom.
Black Scholes option pricing model. That's what BSOP is. So we said BSOP model can be used to value real options similar to financial options, except that, so if you want to value real options, the difference is that one that we're doing and that they will tell us exercise price is stock price is that is not the same thing here. So for here now, we have what we call present value or future. You know that this one deals with, like I said, it's like investment appraisal. This one deals with present value, initial outlay, and all those things. So whenever you see present value of cash flow from the project, what this is so what this is saying is that is the price of the underlying. So that means that we used to have PA, stock price, or our price of the underlying. Automatically here is the present value of the future cash flow. So the present value now replaces the price of the underlying. So all our our PA for the previous ones that we used to solve, our PA is usually stock price or price of the underlying. So if it's a real option, our PA is usually the present value of the cash flow. What's the present value? Your present value of the cash flow is your initial outlay minus your cash flow to get your present value. No, sorry. Your present value is all your cash flow discounted without the initial outlay. Please let me rephrase that. Do you know that your initial outlay minus your cash? Let me write so that we'll not get ourselves confused. What I'm saying is, do you know that your your cash flows, your cash flows, your cash flows discounted. If you discount your cash flow, only your cash flow, this gives you your present value. This gives you your present value. But if you do initial outlay, if you do your initial outlay now minus your cash flow, minus your cash flows discounted. This is what gives you your net present value. Is this clear?
Perfect.
Thank you very much, man. I like this one. So, here, since this is clear, let's go back to this. This is saying the present value of future cash flow. It is not net present value. So what this is saying is it is just those cash flow discounted without initial outlay. That is what this is saying. Without initial outlay. Please put that in your left hand. Don't use it to eat. It is your present value, not your net present value. It's your present value of future cash flow discounted. So that is what represents your PA here. So your PE is just your initial investment, which is your initial outlay. That is what now represents your exercise price. Your initial outlay is what represents your stuff here. So let me now tell you something. Do you know that? So if you see a question that they give you, let's say if you see a question that let's say they give you cash flows. So they give you cash flows, they give you cash flows, and they give you initial outlay, and they give you initial outlay, something like this. What is I'm trying to get something. I forgot what I was trying to bring out from this. They give you cash flow, they give you outlay, this is your present value, your present value. Okay. So I forgot what I was trying to bring out. But I remember along the line, but I was trying to explain something, but I've forgotten. Because it's relating to the question we'll solve. But I hope I'll remember that I was trying to bring out. So initial investment is your initial outlay. So your initial outlay represents your exercise price for option to delay and demand, still the same, and expand. In addition, the exercise price will be replaced with the sales proceed of the project from the option to abandon. Please, this can only work for you if you solve more questions. What this is saying is, if you see option to delay and option to expand, we all know that option to delay and option to expand is a call option. They're all call options. So whenever you see all those ones, your initial investments or your initial outlay will represent your exercise price. But if it's an option to abandon is a put option. So here now, your exercise price will be replaced by your sales proceeds of the project. Your sales proceeds of the project. But leave that, you understand that maybe if we see a question on it. I'll try to look for an icon question relating to that part I just explained. So our time to expiration is not changing. Your risk-free rate of interest is not changing. And your, okay, I remember what I was trying to bring out. And your volatility is not changing too. So I remember what I was trying to bring out here. So cash flow, they're calling me. So your cash flow here, your initial outlay here. So you know that this, please listen, you know that this initial outlay minus your cash flow. Okay, let me write it here. Let me do it here. Let me say, please just follow me. Follow me. So let's do this. Let's do this. What have I done? Okay. So you know that what this means is that we all know that our initial outflow minus our cash flow equals our MPV. Abi, cash flows discounted equals our MPV. So let's now assume that, so let's now say in a question, please follow me. Let's now say in a question, they give us MPV, and they give us and they give us and they give us and they give us our let's say our cash flows. Let's just assume they give us our cash flow, our discounted cash flow, or let's say they give us our present value. And they say they give us our present value. What's going to be the value of our initial outlay? How are we going to get our initial outlay?
NPV plus present value.
Thank you very much. NPV plus present value. Automatically, what we are just doing is we are just making initial outlay subject of formula. So you are bringing everything here to the side. So it's going to be your NPV plus your present value, which is your discounted cash flow. Please, is that clear?
No, sir.
What did that?
Then
Mm, Let's add figures to it. What I'm saying is, in a question, you can have your initial outlay. Let's say our initial outlay for this question now is 700. And they tell us that, okay, they've discounted all our cash flow to let's say they've discounted them to let's say maybe 600. So we know that this 700, if you do your MPV now, put a picture of your MPV in your head. Your MPV is always your initial outlay now, year zero minus all your year one, year two, year three. So you now come and get NPV at the end. Abi, you are not
Yeah.
answering you.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So let's say, so this is our initial outlay minus our cash flow discount. This is our cash flow discounted. I already explained to you now that our cash flow discounted is our present value without the
Yes.
initial outlay. So this 700 minus 600 is our MPV. So if this 700 minus 600 is our MPV, I now said if there's a
What will
question that
make
they
sense?
give us, I'm not saying if there's a question that they give us MPV. Okay, let me see, they did not give us initial outlay. They said our initial outlay is X minus, they did not give us initial outlay. They don't give us this, they give us this cash flow discounted as 600. They now said our MPV is 1,000. What's the value of what's our initial outlay? Yeah. What's the value of our initial outlay? What's X? Calculate X in this question.
We're going to add
1,060.
600 naira to 1,000. That's
1,000, that's
possible.
1,600 now. Hey, that's practically what I was saying. So that means your
Yes.
initial outlay. So yeah, you can now say your initial outlay. You know, you can say your initial outlay equals your uh your present value, your present value plus your net present value. Abi,
Yes.
exactly what I was saying now. So it's just making subject of formula. That's just what I was trying to explain there. Is that clear? Is this one
It's
clear?
clear, sir.
Thank you. Let me go and make it.
Yes, sir.
Let me go and add it to our workings. So you will know. Everybody will know. So I needed to explain that because of the next question, because of the question we'll be solving. So this is our illustration. We'll read it in a minute. So we are going to solve two questions today by the grace of God. So hmm, but okay, let's do this, yeah. Let me write that workings for let me do it like this. Workings for illustration one. So the thing is, initially I plan to I plan to I plan that I will solve only one question, but I love that second question a lot. So and it's a very simple question. And although I'm thinking of giving it as an assignment, but I have another question I want to give as an assignment. So maybe at the end of the day, it is going to be two questions that we'll have as an assignment. It's not too much now.
It's okay.
Thank you very much. So at the end of the day, maybe that second one will be assignment or maybe classwork. Let's see. Depends on time. Maybe classwork. So if we'll finish this first one early. So let's start with
What is the assignment though?
I will actually love, it's a very simple question, 10 minutes. But there is a particular thing I want to explain there. But if it's assignment, some people will not submit to me. So they will not have access to that explanation. So it might have to be classwork. But let's finish this first one first. The timing depends on the time we finish this one. So let's go to illustration one. So I would say you guys should write this question down. Or please don't write, just screenshot. I feel like that's better. I don't want to waste our time. Just screenshot it, please.
Hold on.
So just put your phone snap, please. That should not waste our time. I don't if you're writing, it waste time. 10 seconds for the first page, second page. So this one, 10 seconds, please. Everybody. One, two, three. Around 10 seconds don't complete. So on to the next page. So this is, I feel like, okay, so from here, and snap again.
Yeah.
I'm just saying boom, boom, different sound. Don't worry, you pass.
Amen.
So the last part of the question. Please, do we have a question? So anybody that has a clear picture can send it to a chat, like to our chat on this Zoom, not on the group chat, on this Zoom. So for people to have it, if you have a clear version, so you can just send it to our chat on this group, so people will have it here too. So it's clear, yeah? So somebody should please read the question for us. Yeah. Yeah.
Apex a property development company.
Yeah, I'm not reading again. Maybe still want me to read. If I read, I will not have strength to solve. Oh. Which one should I share to read? Who people will solve?
Apex,
Apex,
a property
a property.
development company,
Good.
Has gained
has gained planning permission for development of a housing complex at Dumudara, Port Harcourt, which will be developed over a 3-year period. The resulting property sales, less land purchase and building cost, would have an expected net present value of 4 million naira. If the investment was made immediately, cost of capital is 10% per annum. Immediate building of the housing complex would be risky, as the project has a volatility attaching to its net present value of 40%. Apex has an option to purchase a plot of land in Rumudara at an average price of 24 million naira, which must be exercised within the next 2 years. The risk rate of interest is 6% per annum. Required: 1. Estimate the value of the option to delay the start of the project for 2 years using the BSOP model. 2. Describe the types of real option.
I did not snap it. Read the third one out. We snapped it.
3. List and explain the factors that affect BSOP model and the effects of either increase or decrease on the put or call option.
But this number 3 was the one I gave as an assignment in the last class that nobody submitted to me. It's appearing again. My spirit is telling me it will come out. So please learn them. Thank you very much. So let's solve. So let me put this first. Let me first put this first. Oh, okay. Let me put it last. Let me just put it last. So let's solve now. So let's say is so now let's say solution to illustration. So you people know the drill now. You know, people know we always solve it together. So the first thing we'll first go and do is let's first go and determine the type of option it is first. So please read the question. Is it a call option or is it a put option? Is there an option to expand, option to abandon, option to switch? What option is it?
Option to delay, call option.
Where did you see it, ma?
Apex says go up. Switch it up. Let's read it.
How did you know it's option to delay, ma? Just
Required. They required. They required. Let me read the required.
Well,
option.
I did not delete
They
it.
required now. That's why I said my.
Sorry, I wanted to
I
delete it.
said
I forgot.
estimate the value of the option to delay the start of the project of 2 years.
I wanted to delete it. Sorry. But anyways, you can expect it like it's most likely it's going to be like this. So you don't need to crack your head around something. But if it's not like this, it might still be in the story. but most likely it's going to be like to estimate the value of the option to delay. So it's now left you to know what option to delay is. So what's an option to delay?
Call option.
Call option.
So the first thing you will do is as a professional student. So let's say, so what are we doing? So let's say we are determining the determination. Let's say determination of determination of the determination of the value of option to delay. Wow, interesting. So you can now come and say again, you can now say the value of option to delay is what? All option. This will therefore all these things attached at least this just this storyline can give you 2 marks. This will therefore be calculated using what? Using the BSOP model. Down. 2 marks. So the next thing we'll do now is let's go and bring out our what? Our variables. What's the first one we have? Let's say PA, Abi. After PA, what do we used to have again? You can answer me.
Exercise price.
PE.
After time will come. After T, what do we used to have again?
Risk. Volatility.
That's F.
Risk.
S or R.
Volatility.
Sorry, S.
Oh,
And we have our R, Abi.
Risk.
yeah.
So these are all the items we used to have. So now let's go and start one by one. So yeah, now what did I say our PA is? I think I explained it that time. Okay, people don't have the
Actually,
notes.
Actual
Is what
price.
this is our price of what did
Present value discounted.
Present value
present value, yeah?
on
So
the
let's write
cash
it here
flow.
first. Let's first write it here. Say PA now equals to, let's write it here now so we know what we are looking for. Equals to present value. Abi. So now
Discount.
let's go and look for our present value in this question. So they said the resulting property sales, less land purchases and building costs, will have an expected net present value of 4 million. So here we have NPV of 4 million and we have, okay, let's continue again. Cost of capital is 10% per annum. Immediate building of the housing complex will be risky. Volatility is 40%. If person has an option to purchase a land in whom that an agreed price of 24 million. So 24 million now is our initial outlay. So what this is
yeah.
saying is, so what this question is saying is, please be looking at your question. Oh, I cannot be scrolling up and down. So just that's why I told you to screenshot. So we have initial outlay in the question, Abi. Initial outlay
Yes.
of 4 million naira, Abi.
24.
Is it 24 or 4?
24 million.
24 million. We have NPV. Our NPV was what?
4 million.
Our NPV was 4 million. So what's our present value?
28 million.
Abi. That was what I explained earlier.
20 million now.
28.
20.
28.
It's
Okay, for present
20.
value, it was
20.
20 million.
Initial
20.
outlay plus MP.
20. Mm,
28.
It's 28. Abi.
why people saying 24? Why people saying 20 again? We just demonstrated it up there now before we even came here. So that's why I explained it earlier. Please, who does not understand what happened here? Is there anybody that does not understand that does not understand what happened there? I mean, that does not understand what happened there. Is there anybody? Nobody's answering me now. Let me explain. Is there anybody that does
I
not
thought
understand?
Yes,
I thought
I don't
initial
understand.
outlay is net present value plus present.
Mr. Olashile, please, can you re-explain, please?
Just
I
follow
don't
me.
know.
Don't be discouraged. I don't like the way you're saying ha. I just explained it earlier now. So you're already saying ha. You don't even want to give it ha. Oh,
But I thought,
don't thought anything. Just listen. Don't thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, do subject of formula now. Abi, is it sorry? It's not even plus. It's minus now. So
Minus. Yeah.
yeah, do subject of formula now. If you want to get your MPV now, what's going to be your stuff? Is it going to be minus or plus? You should answer me now. Initial outlay minus PV is going to be.
Minus now.
it should be minus.
It's
Yes.
It's
It's
plus
minus.
now.
It's minus.
Why is
See,
it
Should be
minus?
minus
minus
because you're,
PV is equal to MPV minus initial outlay. So you
it's
minus.
minus.
Then
divide both side by minus, like
What
plus
did
to
you?
plus.
That's 4 million
Which school did you even go?
minus 24 million. It's minus.
Ah,
Good.
wait till I no go here, Jesus.
Minus PV equals to MPV minus initial outlay.
Okay, wait, face. Let's do.
it's a plus, so there's a
Madam,
minus
sir,
in
please.
front of the
Sir, please hold on. No, let's go back to basics now. I love this. Time will go now, all this
We
time.
are not looking for minus PV now, for PV, and
So,
not
so,
minus PV.
man, you said if we do it, that is my.
Minus will cancel it.
Can you please hold on? It's my class, please. So what you're saying is, I love this. People are busting my head. So you say we should do like this minus PV is going to be NPV minus AB initial output.
Yes, initial outlay. Yes.
So,
Minus cancel minus.
so we should continue like this. Is it minus PV
Yes.
you want to? You are still saying yes. Is it minus PV you want to get? It's not minus
No.
PV.
So if you
No,
remove
you
the
are
minus,
canceling
it's
out
not.
the minus
Wait,
now.
so if I cancel the minus, what would this turn to?
You don't
It
Plus.
will
understand. So it will be 4 million
The NPV will be
minus
smaller.
24 million. That's minus 20. So minus cancel minus. Like minus
so.
PV cancel minus
Hey,
20.
Man, what you are saying is wrong, and you don't want to listen. That is the bad part. But what you are saying is totally wrong. Let me tell you. Let me show you what you are saying. What you are saying is what this equation is saying is we said our minus p. What's our minus p? We don't have our PV. So let's say minus x, or let's say minus PV. Let's just use PV. Minus PV equals what's our MPV? 24 minus Abi minus
yeah.
4. 24 minus 4.
MPV is 4.
No, is this not?
MPV is 4.
Is
4
it the
minus
position?
20.
Is it the position that is the
Yes,
problem? You can put it anywhere now,
yes,
madam.
because our initial outlay will actually be higher than our NPV.
At the
So
end
it's
of the
going to
day
be,
now,
so the minus will eventually cancel out the minus too. So it's still of the same thing the same.
it's still
No,
The
going to.
no.
thing is, the thing is, we are not looking for minus PV. What we are
It's
looking
not
for is
minus
PV.
PV we are looking
What
for. It's
we have
PV.
here
So
is
at the end of
minus
the
Yes.
day,
PV.
Then,
So
if
the
you want to
minus
remove
is
the
going to
minus,
come from
minus will go to 24, making it minus 24. Then minus
How
will go
will
to
it go to
minus
24?
4,
Then what
making
happens
it
to
plus
24?
4. They're removing minus.
how is this supposed to even be? How is subject of formulas? It's not
Madam,
me that will go back to
don't write
subject of
that in
formula.
exam. Oh.
Subject of formula is
Don't
not
write
supposed to
that
be
in
our
exam.
problem at all. The least of our worries. Madam, either you uh either you believe me or not. Mr. Adeleke, please hold on. Either you believe me or not. This is what I know and this is what I will do. Let me explain to you. Subject of formula is not that is not what I'm supposed to teach. But this formula, what this formula is saying is if you do, we are trying to get present value. We are not trying to get minus present value. So if you bring this initial outlay to this side, it automatically becomes your NPV plus initial outlay, I mean minus initial outlay. If you bring this initial outlay to this side, it automatically becomes your NPV minus initial outlay. Anywhere you put it, if you put it here, is going to be minus initial outlay plus MPV. So at the end of the day, it's still going to be the same thing, according to what he was saying. So anywhere you bring it to, and so we are not looking for minus PV, we are looking for PV. So automatically this minus cancels that, which automatically now turns that minus to a plus. I don't know what subject of formula is. Mr. David, I'm with you.
But the point, sorry, please, I want to say something. But even if you do it like that, the point will still be that it's still 20 and not 28.
It's not 28.
It's not going to be 20 now, madam.
28.
Okay, hold on, please. Apart from Ma, who thinks it's 20? What's the Ma?
It's 20.
Who thinks it's 20? How many people think it's 20 here?
Me.
Okay, what I want to say is, if you think it's 20, write it in your book and solve it in your book and send it to me. Let's discuss that one off this class. It's delaying my class. Let's discuss that one off this class. So I'll explain maybe what will come and now go and do subject of formula from the basics. But write it from your book and send it to me. Stopping my is throwing my class back. But what I think and what I know is what I'll solve, which is what I think. So Mr. Adedin, you want to ask me another question, please? Is it apart from this 2024-ish?
No,
I
I
have a
just want to make a clarity. I just want to say something whether I'm right or wrong, so that maybe other people can learn from it.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, I put the initial outlay in jacket, and I put plus cash flow discounted is equal to NPV. So automatically, in this question, our initial outlay is 24 in jacket, which is minus in jacket, plus cash flow discounted, which we don't know, is equal to NPV of 4. So by the time we bring the NPV of 4 to the cash flow to the initial outlay, it will bring 28. That is what I noticed.
If that is the way you understand it, is fine. But me, the way I understand and I know subject of formula, this minus PV, if you bring it here, automatically minus cancels the minus here and automatically turns to a plus. And that is the end of it. Thank you very much.
Okay,
So
thank you.
please, I can hear your question, please, before I continue.
Please, what if in a situation whereby we are not given the MPV?
They cannot ask you to look for two. Okay, please finish the question before I talk, please.
Like we're not given MPV and like, but we're asked to get, like, we need to get the initial the PV. But the question is, it possible that they will skip any of those variables, sir?
This question, they skipped present value now.
Okay, yes.
Exactly. So the lock, usually the lock of the question is usually most times to skip one. They can skip one, they give you two. So you just do subject formula and get the last one you're looking for. But the thing is, in this question, it's present value we are looking for. It's not initial outlay or anything. But you know that even sometimes you might need even most times you need initial outlay to actually get your PV. No, you need your initial outlay to get your MPV. You don't need initial outlay to get PV.
Yes.
Yeah, so they might skip one. It's just subject of formula and to understand that, to understand some basics. And the basics you need to understand is that present value, it is present value as a result of cash flow discounted. If it is just cash flow and it is not discounted, it is not present value. Do you believe?
Yes.
Yeah, that until the cash flow is discounted, that it becomes present value. When it is present value and it is not subtracted from initial outlay, it is not net present value. It only
Yes.
becomes net present value when your PV is subtracted from your initial outlay. So you just need to understand all those basics, then you would feel alone. Mr. Rotimi, please.
I would too. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mr. Rotimi.
Please, I just want to understand how we interpreted the question to the option.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you very well, sir.
Okay, sir. I said I would like to understand how we interpreted that our question to be option to delay.
How we interpreted it?
Yes, to be option to delay.
To option to delay. Is written in the requirement, sir.
Check the question now. Check the question one.
Check the requirement, sir. Is stated there.
Okay. Was it also, is it the question, is it the option that determines the formula.
Is it the what?
The options I was saying here, the options that determine the formula, which is ESOP.
So I cannot hear you. I'm sorry. I honestly cannot. Hello, I cannot hear you, sir. Please. Hello.
Can you please
Hello.
continue, sir?
I don't think he's there anymore. So please, let's continue. People that thinks it's 24, like I said, do your theory, do all your subject of formula and send to me. We'll debate that one. Even if you start in 1 hour, I can waste on that one because I'm very sure of this one. But for now, I don't think I have that luxury of time. So let's continue. If you don't believe, just assume that it's 28. If you don't believe, or if you believe, let's continue. But it's the answer is 28 correctly, sure. So let's continue. So this is 28. Our present value now is what? It's 28 million. But you know that this 28 million now is immediate present value. Abi is immediate present value. This is not the present value as of, because there's nowhere here that they said, let's read the question again, please. To purchase a land at an agreed price of 24 million, which must be exercised within the next 2 years. It must be exercised within the next 2 years. So what this is simply saying is, this is just a present value. This is the present value. Present value is the value as today. So what we will now do is to now come and calculate the value in the next 2 years. What we will do? We are
We have to discount it.
discount it now.
Let's do the
We
2 years.
discount it.
So
2
we'll
years.
discount So we'll discount it in the next 2 years to get the present value in the next 2 years. Because, like we said, this 20 what million, 28 million this is the present value as of today. And we don't need the present value as of today because they said it's going to exercise in the next 2 years. So we need the present value in the next 2 years. So, and to get the present value in the next 2 years, obviously we discount it now. So someone should get me. So what's our cost of capital? What's our cost of 10%? Someone should
10%.
discount 28 million, 10% and give me my figure. So let's say because, say I'm writing grammar, because we need, yeah, you should give me figure because we need present value in 2 years. So we'll now say our PV for now times discount factor of year 2. Oh yeah,
23.1 for
so let's now say so let's say therefore what's our present value again? 28 million times what's that my present value of is at 10%, that's supposed to be 0. Discount factor for year 1, 10% is 0.909, year 2 is 0.826, year 3 is 0.793. So this is 0.826. Therefore, gives us what? Yeah. What was my answer? Oh,
23,140,495.
23 point.
23,140,000.
23,140,495.
Let's just stick to this. Please, the madam that was arguing 20 with me, are you still there? I think there was one madam here that was, I don't know.
Arguing what?
24, that was dragging it with me that time.
It's 20, not 20.
Yeah.
20. Are you still here?
Yes.
You still believe it's 20, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so leave your 20 by the side. Please work with my 28, please, for now. When we finish, please text me. We'll discuss 2020. For now, please stick with me. Yeah?
I have a question. Do we multiply present value with discount factor?
We do what?
I thought we multiply cash flow with discount factor to get present value. How come I'm multiplying present value with discount factor?
don't understand
I
what you're
don't really
saying.
understand what we did there.
I don't understand which part, man.
This present value time distance factor of year two. I don't get that part.
We're trying to get present value as at the end of year two now. So we need to multiply it. We need to discount it to get the present value as at year two. This first one, this first present value is present value as of today. And it was never discounted. There was no point that it was discounted. Because it is as of now, you're not discounting anything. It is as of now. What we just did was, okay, they gave us initial outlay, they gave us MPV. We just did mathematics and got our present value from it. Present value as of today. But we don't need present value as of today because they said it is going to be exercised in the next 2 years. So we need present value in the next 2 years. The only way to get present value in the next 2 years is to discount present value as of today with the discount factor of year two to get present value in the next 2 years. Is it clear, man?
I'm sorry, I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
I was thinking, we are going to do first year and second year.
We do first year, second year, as in 20 times 0.90, 20 times
Hell
0.
yeah. And add it together.
Mm-mm.
Sir?
That would, no, that
Already
would not
get
work.
first year. That's what we'll do. That what we'll do. We assume it to be the first year.
That will not work now because I'm saying this is this is as of today now. This present value as of today is 24 million naira, I'll be 28 million naira. You just want to get it in the next 2 years. So you don't need to do year one, year two. You don't need it. Just 2 times year two and move on.
Thank you.
Baba. Oh God Almighty. So we said it we read it that time that our exercise price is going to be replaced by what? By initial outlay, Abi?
Yes.
So what's our initial outlay again?
24.
24 million. What's our time?
2 years.
3 years.
Our time is 2 years. What's our standard deviation?
40%.
40%.
40%, which is therefore, I said that let's be putting it in decimal, which is therefore 0.40. What's our risk free?
Risk free. 6%.
Which is equals to what? 0.60.
06.
Ah,
0.06.
Sorry, 0.06. Sorry, it's only 60. That's the end of the question now. You people can solve the rest. Can you not?
Why?
Cannot. You solve this question now. It's the same thing as what we've been doing. So we said options to abandon is a call option, Abi. So what's the formula for a call option?
C plus E
Um,
times E raised to power RT.
Madam, please hold on.
Because
CO equals what?
plus E
Are you sure you are calling the right formula for me?
P bracket NG1
Like, where did you put the formula you are calling for me?
minus P NG exponential RT minus RT.
So this is the formula of a call option, Abi. So
Yes.
now let's start. So the first thing we'll do now is to get our D1, Abi.
One, yes.
So what's the formula for D1, please? Please permit me to go and copy.
It's lane.
I cannot write all those things again. So permit me to go and copy, please.
Okay.
I'm going to do copy and paste.
Copy for me.
Q. Sorry, madam. Okay. So like this, Abi. No, let's fill in. Yeah, let's fill in. Oh yeah. You pass slow, I'm not feeling you. Oh yeah, what's my PA? What's my PA now?
24 million. 24 million PA.
28
24.
million.
Problem don't happen now. Which one is 24? Which one is 28?
P is 24 million.
PA.
24.
PA
24. 28 million.
is 28 million now.
23 one. That is TV, yeah.
Oh, it's 23.
People are not ready.
God. God, that big. 3.44.
Not ready. What's my R?
0.06.
6.
After we've argued 24, 20, people are still calling 24 for me. I'll be 28. And one more.
0.40.
What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Don't let me confuse the people. Okay, let's do like this. 5 times what?
0.04.
Is it 0.04 or 0.4?
0.4.
0.4.
Square.
Now this square, they always just me, give me problem. I just knew it.
22 years.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, let's do it like this. Hold on, no, please. I'm trying to settle this square issue. Chain of my square.
Hello, please write the 2. I light it and go to the X.
To do what?
I light the 2 and then you go to the
I went then. I just did the X is not showing. Hmm?
X raised to power 2.
That's what I just did now. Like this.
Yes, when you light it, this go
See
to
now,
the home.
it's
It's
not
not
showing.
showing it.
Exactly what I was saying. It's not showing.
This other one.
Okay, let's do something.
Okay.
Let's do something. Let's do this. No work.
Like you would re-edit, that's the only way it would work. Yeah.
It's done.
Don't go again.
Okay now.
Let's
This
see
thing.
the channel.
Should leave it like this. No, it's not.
Leave it like this.
It's not me and it. He thinks it's wise.
And,
Sorry, please just give me 1 minute. I would battle with it now. Just now. Okay. Do like
clean them.
Drop your cursor and backspace. I think it should, yeah.
Okay.
Then C is 0.06.
For where again now? T is what?
T is 2.
Madam, are you sure you have us?
Jesus.
T.
Sorry.
Is the Jesus for me? That's been that
I need
question.
carrots.
So this one is what, like this two, Abi? I don't go do rubbish. Sorry. Let me change something. Okay. So this is 2. What's our S again? Our S is 0.4, Abi?
Yes.
Yeah. My answer, please. Nobody should give me wrong answer. I don't want to press calculator
This
at all.
our link. God, I beg.
You have forgotten how to check in again. Something that we spoke about in our last class. Yeah, answer. What's 23.14 divided by 24? Eh?
23 1.
0.9642.
0.96.
9642.
You sure? Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah, correct.
23.13 divided by 24.
Mm.
Confirm it though. Okay. So this one now is what? Yeah. This is already 11:20. Have you even forgotten how we used to do this?
0.28.
0.28.
0.28.
0.28.
This is a,
What are you people saying you are getting?
like me, I'm talking about from the plus, the other equation after the plus.
What other equation? This one?
Yes,
Do
from there to
everything together.
there.
Do everything together. Do everything together. What's my answer? Yeah. Even me, I've pressed calculator and I've gotten it. Do your 0.40 squared first. Multiply by 0.5.
Is it
Add it
correct?
to-
Is
add it-
0.32 correct, sir?
No, ma. Do 0.40 squared first. Multiply by 0.5. Add it to 0.06. Then multiply everything by 2.
0.43.
No, sir. You have to be careful. Yeah, everybody, let's do it together. This is the last time I'm going to solve this equation with you
0.24.
guys. Last time.
0.43.
No.
0.24.
24 is close. Yeah, let's do it together. 0.40 squared. What do you have?
Yeah, I have 0.2.
0.16.
0.16. Multiply by 0.5.
0.08.
Huh?
0.08.
0.08.
We add it to 0.06.
No, they set the two.
What are the
0.2.
two?
Sure you
The
will
two is
not,
distracted.
sure you will not hold on.
Hold on now.
Please add it to 0.06.
0.1.
0.14.
Then multiply. So,
0.2.
thank you very much.
0.28.
So, what's this one? What's
Minus.
minus what? That cannot be minus now.
minus 0.03649.
I'm talking about my denominator here.
Okay, 0.565657.
0.5657. So therefore, now my answer now is what? So I'm still copying and paste to please. Coming to me. Cannot. So what's my lane? So what's my lane of that thing?
Lane is
minus 0.0365.
0.036 what?
5.
That's close to what I have to. So therefore now our D1 is who did not get this thing now? Our D1 is what? Yeah.
0.4305.
Are you sure? Let me press it to my calculator.
0.4305.
0.28, 0.5657, 0.4304. That's what I have here.
0.4304. I said it before.
Sorry, sir. I did not hear you. 0.4304. So let's do the number now. So let's approximate. So approximately what? Approximately what?
0.43.
0.43.
Let's do D2 straight away. So D2 equals what? D2 equals D1 minus
0.43 minus 0.56. 0.57.
Me, I have to be writing the formula. That's my condition. So D2 now was my D1 0.43 minus so therefore my D2 now equals 0.43 minus 0.5657. Therefore my D2 now equals what?
Minus
Minus
0.1357.
minus what?
0.1357.
1357. Let's approximate it. Approximately what?
0.14.
Approximately 0.14. Yeah, let's go and do our. What's next thing to do like
Minus.
that?
Out of the minus.
What?
Minus.
Oh, sorry. Minus 0.14 like this. So what's next thing to do?
The table. The normal distribution table.
Thank you. So that means we'll do our ND1. So what's our ND1? So check your normal distribution table. So what will you check for D1? What will you check?
0.4 under 3.
So please check 0.4 that way and give me my answer.
0.1664. 0.1664.
Does anybody had not get it? 0.1664. So what will we do again?
Plus
Plus
0.5.
0.5.
0.5 equals to what?
0.6664.
My ND2.
0.1 or 0.1.
0.005.
I know you people. 0. What?
0.1 and 0.5.
0.0557.
0.0557. What will I not do again?
Minus 0.5.
Okay, let's do something. So not to be getting it wrong every time. Let's do it like this. Please always put this on like first. None we had like minus. I just wanted to just manipulate, but it has come back to eat me. So what happened there? You know if you change this, if you put 0.0557 minus 0.5, you're going to get the answer. So be very wary of your position. So let it always come first. Did you understand what I'm saying? I assume you understand it. What's the answer?
0.4443.
0.443 like this. Is it like this?
34. 444.
Like this?
No, 4443.
Okay, 4443. Okay. So we already have our ND1 and our ND2. So now let's go and determine our final call option. So we said our CO now. Let me just go and copy that simple up.
EA 23.9.
Yes, I'm getting to you. Where was my PA?
22.14.
What's my ND1?
0.664.
0.6664.
Oh, what's my PA? What's my ND2?
0.4443.
What's my R?
0.06 raised times 2.
What's the value of my call option? So let's do the first one. What's my first one? 23.14 multiplied by this thing is what? Yeah.
15.4205.
Are you sure? Since nobody else is giving me figure, I'll take it like that. Minus what? The second one is what? Hmm? I know hear you. Second one is what?
9.4575.
4574.
9.446. So therefore our call option now is what?
5.96.
Hmm? What was that?
5.96.
That's how many marks. Maybe 10 marks. I mean, for 20 marks. Is it not simple? Is it not simple? People are not answering. Is it not simple? Can you guys hear me?
Sir?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
This is the answer to the question. Is there any question? Do you have any question, any observation, any query? Nobody.
It's because we got D plus minus 0.154. That was why we did 0.5 minus, Abby.
Yes, because it was negative. Because our D was negative. Which one was negative?
D2 is minus. D2.
Okay, sorry. This minus is not showing up. It's not. Maybe I should bold it. Make it better like this. Because this minus 0.14, because this minus is negative. That's why we did 0.5 minus this. This one is positive, it's plus. Do you have any other question? Any observation, any query? Apart from that PA, please. Apart from people that have query on P on plus or minus, please. Immediately we are done with the class. It's my DM. Let's start sharp. So do you have any question? So you guys should do B and C by yourself. That one's an assignment. Do this B and do this C by yourself. This one's are theories. So I don't have any question here. Is there
Hello,
any
please, I have a question. Excuse me. Okay, I just want to ask you I want to screenshot this beginning. Yeah.
Madam, that's no question.
Sorry.
I would send the note to the group chat now.
Okay, thank you.
I'll send immediately after the class.
Okay, thanks.
Do you have any question? Any observation? Any
A
query?
question.
Anything you think we could have done? Yeah, your question, sir.
No, I said the question should be sent to the group.
What question?
The ones we are going to solve.
Send the notes to the group chat now. Everything is there. So no question, yeah? Okay. So what I would do is, yeah, okay, this is 11:37. Let me run through this explanation again once and for all. So when it's 11:40, I'll give you guys 5 minutes to solve this. Okay, let me use 10 classwork to solve this illustration too. There's just one lock to that question that I want to point out. And by the way, this question we just solve is an ACC question. It's not ICANN question. So you can expect something. That's why you have so many locks there. And the locks is just without DA, just that PA. That was where the lock of the question. So you can expect something like this in ICANN too. So this is an ACC question. Anyways, so when it's 11:40, I would give you 5 minutes to attempt that number two. But before, let me go through this question again. So, like we said, in the question says we should determine the value of option to delay. So, and like I explained earlier, we already said option to delay is a call option. So therefore, we use BSOP model. So according to the question, we're given initial outlay of 24 million and we're giving MPV of no, she would not mix this thing like this. She would not mix it. We are giving initial outlay. It was our initial outlay 24 million on our PV. Okay, yes. Can our MPV 4 million? Okay, we did not mix it. So we have our MPV of 4 million, our initial outlay of 24 million. And we said initial outlay minus PV will give us MPV. So since we're giving PV in the question and we're giving MPV, we use the subject of formula. which automatically meant, although some people do not agree, but which automatically meant PV equals your initial outlay plus your MPV. And our initial outlay here was 24 million, our MPV is 4 million. So therefore, we have 28 million as our present value. So after that, according to the question, this present value is the present value as of today. As of today. And he said it needs to be exercised in the next 2 years. So we need present value in the next 2 years. We need present value in year 2. So we did discount factor of year 2. Somebody asked the question, was like, she thought that maybe we'll do for year 1 and we'll do for year 2. That could be correct if you want to do summation of all the years. Like if you want to do for year 1, year 2, like if you want to do, if they say do the present value of the years, of all the years, that's the when you can do it like that. But what we would just want to determine is that present value at the second year, just the second year alone at year 2. That's why I go to the times discount factor of year 2, just year 2. That's what we want to determine in the next years, in year 2. What's going to be our present value? What I'm simply saying is we are in 2024. They say something will exercise in 2 years' time, in 2026. What we want to determine is the present value in 2026, not all the present value, not present value from 2025 and 2026. Not all the present value of audio, just present value at 2026. So that's why we just multiplied by just that discount factor of year 2. So we have 23.14. Our initial outlay, according to the question, was 24 million, year 2 years. And we did our normal call option there. We did not use put call parity because we were not asked to calculate put. Abi, if it was an option to abandon, which is a put option, would have just put call parity. So we'll just calculate this call normally, get this thing that we got, this 5.96, then do the put call parity formula, then put this call option there, then use that one to get our put option, just like that. So there's no condition that states this is when to use put, this is when to use call. It's just feeling and to get a simpler work and probably just scavenge for more mark. Because if they ask you to do put call, if they tell you to use put option, you try to determine put option and you do it normally, and someone else does put call parity, if there's a need for 1 mark or 2 marks, they will definitely give that person of put call parity because it demonstrates understanding that, okay, I know this thing. It's not as if I crammed the formula or I crammed, and like I said at the beginning of this class, this level is displaying of skill. Is displaying of the skill you've learned in skill level. You are displaying it here. So nobody is talking about cramming or anything. Just know how to add pepper and salt. Just garnish. Just display something. That is what this level is about. Don't let me talk too much. So that is the answer of the question. Please, when you are alone, like I always say, solve it again. Read the question by yourself. Don't look at the solution. Put pen to paper. Put your calculator beside you. Don't do eye contact. Don't do eye contact. That is very important in SFM. Don't do eye contact. Don't say, okay, this one is lane PA 23.14. I can assure you that if you do eye contact and you put calculator and you press calculator, you will not get it. So please don't do eye contact. Put calculator. Know where your mistakes are. Ask me. Ask somebody. Do it by yourself. If you don't do it today, there's holiday on Wednesday. Do it on Wednesday and solve it. If you don't do it, you'll be looking for figures. Like I always say. So please, this is 11:42. So in the next 8 minutes, 11:50, I need a very brilliant student. Although this one, I'm very certain, I'm very sure, I can even bet money that nobody will get it. Nobody. But I don't want to bet money because I'm sure I have some brilliant students here. I don't want to put money before people will chop my money. But anyway, 8 minutes, please solve this question. Anybody that gets it, I'll give the person something. I'm not saying what to, but I'll give the person something. So this is the question.
When you are sure that we will not get it, why do you have us to do it?
Exactly.
Just attempt it. But I'm very definite. And the question is very simple. But I'm very definite nobody will get it. So please, bust my bubble. Your time starts now, please. 11:50. I'm supposed to give me my answer. Anybody that gets it to collect something from my hand. Let me read the question. The current share price of No Good for Anybody PLC is 3.50 kobo. Using the BSOP model, estimate the value of a European call option on the shares of the company that has an excess price of 3.3 naira and 3 months to run before it expires. Risk-free rate is 8%, and the variance of the rate of return on the shares has been 12%. Wow, simple as short. Oh yeah, my answer. Somebody that give me answer, you tell me how you got it. No be magu to no go cook them for us.
So what is the required now?
It's required again. This is estimate the value of an European call option. That's required now. If you want to
Okay.
required before you know question. You can ask yourself, oh, I'm giving this one is open book. You can ask yourself, discuss. If you don't jam traffic, you can ask somebody. Give minutes more. Who's close to the answer? I'm sure some of you are already getting figures that is not in the normal distribution table. Oh. 2 more minutes. Oh.
I thought you said 8 minutes.
We started 11:43. I be 11:42. 8 minutes. Is it not 11:50?
See, give us little time.
If you bothered about what you are doing, not by my time.
So are we to just bring out the variables, or we should bring out the variables and do the computation?
Now, by that 11:50, anywhere you stop, we would now come and look at it together. But it should be done now. What is there? You already have your excess price. You have your stock price. You have your risk free. What are you looking for? Just put it in the formula and give me my answer now. But I want you to have something at the back of your mind that nobody's going to give you a question like this in an exam without a particular lock. Just have that. Because if you are doing it, I'm sure some people are already doing it straightforward. No one. Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. Who has gotten it? Anybody? There's money at stake, or gifts, or maybe exam question. Maybe it's exam question I have like that. Anybody that gets it, I'll give the person exam question. People don't know. People's time is up.
We are still imputing parameters. Time is up. Voila. Hey, God.
How will you use 8 minutes to beat parameters? We have 5 more minutes. 5 last more minutes. 5 last more minutes. We are.
It's like this question is not rightly the one we just finished.
I don't know. They already told you to calculate call option. What are you looking for again?
And there is no PA now. No PA, no PA.
All these ones that are here is what?
I don't know.
You said the current share price is 3.5. The excise price is, you say there's no PE. As an excise price of, I don't say there's no PE. You don't see the guy and PE is 3 months time, risk free 8%, variance 12%, waiting turn remaining. We are Jerry. One more minute. You will not solve this question for 30 minutes. Maybe I should leave. I should go and sleep. Yeah. Yeah, not even 1%. One more minute. That was our D1. What's the value of our D1?
1.0.
1 point what?
1.04.
0.71.
I love this. 1 more minute, please. What's our dictum? What's our dictum? You are not talking again. Don't jam traffic.
My D2 is 0.648.
My dictum is 0.64. You are very well, sir. Your time up, please. Yeah. You should give me my voice.
Answer is 0.38.
So which one?
Our
NDT or the total?
The final answer, the call option,
0 point what?
38.
Hold on. Who gave me that figure?
I did it myself.
Like, who gave me? What's the name? Chigozie, yeah?
Okay, Mary Cynthia.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to know. So, okay, let me first write the figures we have, the answers we have first. Madam said I did it myself. 0.38. What other answer do we have?
1.3, 1.37.
1.
Is it D1?
The final answer of the call option. Zero point 0.3, 1.37. Are those the only answer we have? Hmm? Yeah. 6. People are not ready. Let me go and sleep. We'll see in our next class. So good night, everyone. We'll see next week. As you go on answer me.
You're answering, giving you the figure.
That was my PA.
3.5.
3.5.
3.5. What's my PE?
3.
3.3. What's my time?
0.25.
0.5.
0.
I'll be 3/12.
It's 3/12, baby.
0.25.
0. What's my X3?
0.0.
0.08.
0.08.
What's my standard deviation?
0.
0.12, that is 0.35.
I'm lost. What did you say?
0.35.
They gave us variance. So
Root of variance
Okay, standard deviation.
is root of variance.
0.03.
Is square root
Right.
of variance.
Right.
Madam,
Standard
see,
deviation is square root of variance, which is 0.35.
Madam, see, hey, like this, Abi. It's now what? 0.35.
Is it 20?
Is it
0.3.
12? Abi? It's 12 now.
I
It's
know
12
that.
Yes,
now.
No, that's 0.33464.
Nothing not tell me there. 0.34.
64.
Like this, Abi.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You people are very confident that this is the solution.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. I'm just asking you. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
And now standard deviation is root of variance now.
Nobody's arguing with you, madam. Third division is the root of variance. Accepted now. So you people are confident that this is the answer.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So doing it like this, what did you not get?
Ah, my brother.
I'm just asking you the next question. Doing it like
The
this,
B
what
is too much for root.
okay. Since you people say this is the answer, I will follow you. Let's go and copy and paste. Don't let me copy this one now. Since we all know this formula now, let me just copy this one. My wallet is too much. Hey, oh yeah, please, oh yeah, give me figure, real quick.
3.50.
The first one is what?
3.50.
3.50. Second one is what?
3.30
3.30. This one is what?
plus 0.08.
0.08. Then this one is what? This one is
yes,
constant now.
0.
This one is what?
0.12.
So this one is 0. Let's just say 35, Abi. Abi
Yes.
now.
It should have been 12 now. 0.12. We won't be 12.
No, but we've not changed the key.
I know.
Right.
Please, are all my figures correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so what do I have? Let me copy everything for me.
Let's see this. One.
Sorry now, I'm trying to copy. No vex. So the first one is lane what? Yeah, lane what? Yeah, your time has gone. Just 3.5 divided by 3.30.
0.060.
5884.
0.0584.
5884.
0.60.
People don't give me answer. I'll do it myself. And I don't want to. I don't understand though, because I'm asking for a figure and nobody's answering.
0.035.
Jesus.
0.0531.
0.0.
3531.
0.175.
0.17 is what I have.
0.17.
0.175. 17.
Okay, what's this one?
0.0588.
0.035.
1. 0.536.
Everything is 0.536.
Yes.
Okay, we are doing something. Hold on, please. I'm not doing something correctly. 0.0588 plus. Someone should do this for me again.
0.0588.
No, like someone should do this thing for me again.
Which one? The denominator. 0.3 square.
No. Okay, so we pick up one now.
Is 0.0353.
Huh?
0.0353. No, I'm talking about after laying 1.006 plus 0.0353.
Yeah, I'm trying to check something.
0.5.
Okay, wait first. Hold on, you guys, hold on first. Hold on with this. Standard deviation is what? Is it gone, Gabi?
Yes.
I
It's
just noticed it.
0.035.
Exactly. I just noticed it. That's why I said we should wait. Like this, Abi?
Yes, sir.
I just noticed it. See, I just checked it too. That's what I was trying to confirm. So, which one would I need to change now?
How
I
is
thought
it 0?
I thought it's
Let's talk about
0.12.
this of
5%.
0.12.
12.
Root of
0.1.
0.12.
35.
Do root of 12 and convert it to percentage.
Root of what?
Root of 12 now.
Okay.
You can convert it to percentage.
0.0346.
0.035.
Ma, those spoil that calculator. Which one am I supposed to change? 0.5 is 0. This thing is not
Is
even
that
correct.
one?
That's confusing. I thought it's supposed to be 0.5.
Don't put this so I don't understand.
I don't understand this.
I say we should not do percentage immediately. We should do it before applying percentage.
12 of 12.
Madam,
Anyone you do will give you the same answer.
It's not true. It's not giving the same answer.
Yeah,
12% is 0.1. Root of 0.1 is giving us 0.
Do you people understand what you're even doing at all?
Mm,
You don't. Good. I'm happy you
I
don't.
do. I do.
What's this figure? If you do root of 12%, if you do square root of 12%, and I told you this thing should always be in decimal, how are you now going to convert it to decimal? That thing you're getting is like whole number now. You're converting to decimal now. It's very confusing. What is this figure, please? Or this? People are not giving me figure again because I said you are wrong. Let me
1
explain.
second.
We
What
don't
is
lost.
Standard deviation. I don't understand how you got that
I
one.
don't lost.
what you
Square
did
root
was
of
what?
12 is giving
You did
another thing.
It's not another thing. I don't like the fact that people don't always want to listen and learn. Whenever you get one answer, if you do square root of 12%, what is it giving you? 0.346.
0.34.
And that is a whole number. I said your standard deviation should always be converted to decimal. Convert that is in decimal, but like it's not in decimal. That is a whole number. It's just because it's in 0.0 divided by 100 to convert it to decimal now.
Oh, okay, yeah, exactly.
No, I'm saying that what we did first is to first of all convert to hundreds before doing.
Does anybody understand what happened? Do you like this? If you don't understand what you did, do you like this? 12% is also what? 0.12 AB.
0.1, yes.
Divide 0.1 divided by 100. And do square root of your answer. Someone should please give me this figure. Time has really gone. I do not plan to stay.
Which of them? Which of them?
This one here. Honest part is this one we are doing is actually still wrong. But I just want you to know that you are wrong. That's why I'm following you. But what we are doing is wrong. To be wasting time
Jesus.
on the question. What is this part? This one, this up part here.
Okay.
What we are doing is wrong, and that's why I'm pained because we are wasting time to do a wrong question. I'll be a wrong answer. I just want you guys to see what you did. This was what I had. 0.
0.020.
Like this.
Yeah. 0.0201.
It's not 1.15.
Yeah.
1.5 is 0.0202 now. That was my idea. Oh yeah. Okay, wait too.
That denominator is not 0.175 according to what you did here. It's supposed to be 0.0175. Which gave 4.5 as answer.
It's the same thing.
What
Yeah,
prompted the okay, it was as a result of this square root that is up, Abby.
Yes, that one, yeah. It's 0.035.
Exactly. You gave us what?
It's still the same thing.
So you gave us what?
4.5.
Very good. Give me the full thing. Give me the full stuff. What's the 4 decimal place?
0.48. 0.048 now.
So approximately 4.5. So let me check for 4 under 5. We're done. Let me check 4 under 5. Oh.
There's nothing like that.
Are you sure?
3.5.
So that means what you guys did is wrong now. Some people will not agree with me that this what you did here because of this 12%. Let me explain to you. So you know that is what you did that is wrong. It's not my orientation. Let me say something. Let me first give you an example. You know that square root of let's do time has gone. I was not planning to stay this long. So do you know that this is S, let's say, don't let us use percentage now. Let's say S equals, let's do it like this. Let's
Square
just
root
say
of
normal,
V.
let's just say S square root of normal 12 is what?
3 point something. 3.46.
Square root of normal 12 now is
3.46.
3.464.
this is 3.46. This 3.46 now is the normal answer. It is the normal answer, but we have percentage. It's 12%. So we cannot use 3.46 now. So we have to now come and divide it by 100.
That's
Abi, this 12%.
0.0346.
That's how we got the 0. I'm just trying to
0.0.
explain the 0. I'm
Yes,
just
sir.
trying to explain this 0.03. It's
Yes.
12%. It's not only 12. So we have to now come and divide it to get this. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just want you to know that what you guys did is wrong because now we now have 4.5 and 4.5 is not a normal distribution table.
Yes.
So what's the correct answer? Anybody?
I'm getting. Please no thank God.
You don't know.
You don't know. You must know.
I'm getting 0.45. I don't know.
So let me now let me tell you let me tell you
I
let me tell you what
I got
let me just leave you got
I got
anything
0.6.
sir, leave you got anything you got or anything you get or got using this thing like this is wrong. Just want to let you know you do not square root percentage. That is the lock of this question. You want to convert it to standard deviation, accepted, but you do not square root percentage. So what you say, So what you will do is that you have to first convert to decimal before you now find square root. So people that did it, I'm sure I actually confused some people. Some people did it like this initially, which was correct. But I wanted to correct people that did it. You do not find square root of percentage. So you define square root of 12%. So what you would have done or you should have done is you will now do, so what's 12%? 0.12, Abi? So you now come and now do square root of 0.12.
Now what can I do?
That's what I do now.
How old is this child?
No, that's exactly what I explained. I said some people would have done it like that initially from beginning. But I changed it now. That was what we were doing earlier. But I changed it because I'm sure some people did square root of this 12% straight like that. But I wanted to bring out this particular correction. That's why I took my time to go this route. So if you do 0.112, 0.12, then find this trade up, you get your answer. But even what you will get is not supposed to be what all of you has been calling from you. The answer is, let me check. So if you do 0.1 T here, so you're supposed to have what here?
0.34.
So you have 0.35.
0.464.
So you now have 0.35, Abi.
Yes,
Here. So what we're doing before was actually correct.
it was. Yeah,
Yes, it was correct now, but I wanted to correct something. That's why I did not follow that route.
it's correct. Though. I didn't
I
know
wanted
what
to
to do.
change something because the thing is, let me explain something. These are how I always move. Honestly, this question was sent to me by a student, although she's not in Apex. She sent it to me, and honestly, I'm not even going to like what I did straight looking at the question because she was getting 4.5 too. I'm like, where could this mistake be? Although it was eye contact, I was not pressing calculator. So I was looking at that. All these are figures are correct now. How should I get a 4.5? I was not able to solve that. I told her that I don't know. So it was now when she now came back. She was not able to solve. She now called me. We now looked at the question together from beginning. Then we now noticed where the mistake was, that the mistake is actually from here. So we now did 0.35 and we had the correct answer. So I'm like, okay, let me bring this to my students. So nobody will be making the exact same mistake that I made. So please change all this to 0.35. Anyone that have done 0.346. I'll change this on my own later, but at the end of the day, your answer should be, your call option answer should be, so if you had 0.38, I think someone gave me 0.38 before. So if you had 0.38, you're
Yes.
correct. The answer is 0.3848.
Wow, that's it.
So that's the answer. The answer is 0. If you don't have 0.3848, please look at it again and check it. So if you add 0.3848, what I would love you to do is that your figure for call option, put it in your put call parity and get a put option, value of a put option like that. So please, everybody, please change it and use your S should be 0.35 and check it. So if you add 0.38, fine. But if you don't, send it to me on WhatsApp. Let's look at it together real quick. So sorry if I confused you or wasted your time, but I just wanted to correct that mistake or that impression. So let me change this by myself. So when I send the notes, there will not be problem. So please, is there any question? So these figures here are totally wrong now. So from here, just solve for me. Solve for me. I'm sure you should get the answer for me if you solve like this for me.
It's 0.35, not 0.035.
0.35. Okay.
0.35.
So let me come again. What I said. Like I said, what we did when we did 0.35 was correct. But I wanted to bring out a notion. That was why I decided to go through the route that I went, which would have confused some people, accepted. But I wanted to let you know your mistake, people that made the mistake, and me myself. So I wanted to bring that. Don't do a square. You don't do square root of a percentage. So you now do square root of 10, 12%. You don't. So don't do it straight next time. Convert it to this, and then, because if you do square root of the 12%, you will be prompted to divide it by 100 again. If you know, like you prompted to divide it by 100 because that is not the whole figure. So you'll be prompted to divide by 100, which you now come and add additional 0 to you. So just convert it to decimal, then do the square root straight up. Then you get your answer. So that's why I went through that long route. I came back again. So this is the correct one. Solve it and send. You're supposed to have your call option should be 0.3818, I mean 0.3, what did I call it? 0.3848. So I now said immediately you have your call option. Use put call parity and put that value of your call. Put it there and get the value of your put option. Then send it to me on WhatsApp, please. Before you sleep, everybody. Either you get it or not. Please send it to me, either you get it or not. Time has gone. Thank you very much for listening. Yeah, your question, please, real quick.
So if we use this formula for put call parity to calculate put option, are we going to get the same answer if we use the other formula for put option, the first formula under BSOP?
I don't get to that question.
I said if we use the formula for put call parity to solve for put option, are we going to get the same answer if we use the other formula that is put option formula?
Yes, you would. You can try it.
But I tried to not get it for the last example. I didn't get the answer.
Maybe you made a mistake now. Maybe calculating mistake. You can send it to me. I'm not sleeping now. You can send it to me. But normally that's the trick. You should get the same answer. You would get the same answer.
Okay.
So anybody that maybe
I have a question.
Maybe you didn't copy correctly, but you can try it for this one and send it to me before I sleep. I'm still awake for the next 31 hours, so you can send it to me. I'll look at it. Yeah, another question. I'm with you.
I have a question.
I'm with you, ma.
Okay, so I was thinking this PE, we are supposed to do since it's in time, I thought we were supposed to like the 3/12, then with like let's assume it was this 3.5 was at 100. So we less that 0.5.
I know you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you broke at some point. I will less what?
I was thinking that PE
Madam, your network is not good, ma.
Please, what is our D1? Me, I'm getting 0.5.
D1
Melissa,
is
can I
0.5.
ask my own question?
Sam, I got it, Sam.
You got it, Abi.
Please,
0.3848.
Jesus, I said D1. No. Hey, wow.
I don't know what the one is.
D1
I'm
is
listening to your question,
0.536.
please.
hello,
Eh.
sir.
I can hear you, ma, please. Please, if you are not
Yeah,
asking me a question, please hold on. Yeah, I'm
okay.
hearing you.
Yeah, I follow all the substitutions, but my major challenge is how to find exponential and LYN. I'm not too clear on it, and then I've been going through it over and over and
Were you in my last class?
so no, I wasn't. But I follow all, like I was able to do all the substitutions, everything. But when I got there, I got
Do you
to.
have log on your calculator?
Yes,
Can you
I
see?
do. I have the normal distribution table here from
Madam,
ICANN
please
and
hold on,
R.
hold on.
Okay. Log.
Carry your calculator.
Yeah, I have log on my calculator.
Check beside the log.
Mm-hmm.
What's there? Can you see lane? LN.
Yeah, I can see.
That's
And
the
then
lane we'll be using now.
OCT on top. Okay.
So you press the lane. So you divide that 3.5 divided by 3.30. Then you do lane of your answer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes. And for the exponential, press shift
Mm-hmm.
of that ln. Shift ln.
Okay.
So you have the
Shift
exponential.
ln. Okay.
Do you have it?
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. So please do and send it to me, please. Let me leave. I'm outside. A mosquito has almost finished me. I'll have malaria tomorrow like that. So thank you very much for listening to me, and I hope you understand something. So we are for me or to me, we are done with option pricing for me. So I'll look for another question and I'll send. So in our next class, we'll cheat the assignments that I sent and we'll look for maybe somebody can send me any question on option from the Pathfinder, or I will look for myself. Then we'll just treat the Pathfinder question, ICANN question. Although we've treated one ICANN question, we've treated one ACCA question. So I'll just look for a random question in the Pathfinder to then we'll come and cheat. Then my assignment, I will snap that one and send to us now. And I'll send the notes straight away with it too. So thank you very much for listening. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye, everyone. Good night, everyone.